Okay, this is the Wednesday homework check for the third grade level of quarter 4, week 3. We're going to start off with 948 in two different forms. The first is word form, so we have to spell everything correctly. 900. Now watch 40. It's F-O-R-T-Y hyphen 8, E-I-G-H-T. In expanded form, the 9 is worth 900, the 4 is worth 40, and the 8 is worth 8. There were 850 pounds of firewood in the garage. 632 pounds of wood were burned in the fireplace during winter. How many pounds of firewood are left over? So they started with 850 pounds. They used 632. So we're going to find the difference. 0 minus 2, we can't do that. Let's borrow. 10 minus 2 is 8. 4 minus 3 is 1. And 8 minus 6 is 2. And it's how many pounds? And you could say pounds of firewood would be even better. 7 times 7 is 49. 4 times 12. If you don't have that memorized, just do it vertically. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. So 4 times 12 is 48. Counting by fives, 6 times you make it to 30. Counting by fives 9 times, you make it to 45. We can also say, what's 1 less than 5? It's a 4. What does 4 need to add up to 9? It needs a 5. And 6 times 3 is 18. That's the Bigfoot story. 6 is the hunter. 3 is her bow. 1 is the arrow. 8 is Bigfoot. Find the total area. Except this is not a rectangle, so we're going to make it into a rectangle. I'm going to do a vertical line right here. So now we're looking at the figure on the left. We're going to do length times width 2 times because we have 2 rectangles to look at. Now if we only had 1, we would only do length times width 1 time. On the first figure over here on the left, we're going to do 6 times 5 in parentheses. And on the figure on the right, we're going to do 7 times 2. Now let's solve it. 6 times 5 is 30. Bring down the plus. 7 times 2 is 14. And I hope you can do this in your head. 30 plus 14 would be 44. But then we have to finish up and say feet squared. Draw a triangle with a right angle. So you can start by actually drawing the right angle where your little square would fit. And then just connect, and you've got a triangle that is a right angle, it has a right angle, and that is actually called a right triangle. All right, compare the fractions using greater than, less than, or equal to. We know we're supposed to do stacked rectangles. It's our proof that we're right. On the top one, we're going to do 3/4. That means split it into 4 equal pieces. And we get to color in 3 of them. On the bottom, we're going to do the 1/4, so still fourths. Just color in 1. Now it's clear to see that 3/4 is greater than 1/4. All right, let's do some elapsed time now. Jay has baseball practice for 1.5 hours. His practice ends at 6:45 p.m. So we're going to do this backwards today. We've been going forward, but now we're going to go backwards. So it ends at 6:45 p.m. The question is, what time does Jay's baseball practice start? So we have to go backwards 1.5 hours. Now 1 whole hour backwards would put us not at 6:45, but at 5:45, still p.m. And another half hour backwards, that means we're going to subtract 30 minutes. So 5:45 backwards 30 minutes will put us to 5:15 p.m. I'm going to circle that because that's my final answer. That's when Jay's baseball practice starts. Okay, now Jonathan is eating a sandwich. The 2 pieces of bread have a mass of 25 grams, and that's total. So the bread's mass is 25 grams. The meat and the cheese together have a mass of 85 grams total. So that's the meat and the cheese. What is the mass of Jonathan's sandwich in all? So we're going to put the bread with the meat and the cheese and get it in all. That means we need to add 5 plus 5 is 10. 8 and 2 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. And we have to express this in grams. And that's it for today.